from the Jazz Cloud. Richie Zellon here, bringing you a very awesome lesson. Today I'm going to teach you two very cool sounding shapes that can be used to comp over almost any standard, regardless of being in a major or minor key. By just combining these two shapes and moving them to different locations on the fretboard, they instantly convert into most of the chord types you will ever need. So stick with me, because after showing you how to combine them to form 2-5-1 cadences, I am going to demonstrate how I use them in a well-known harmonically sophisticated standard. Welcome back to the Jazz Guitar channel, where I bring you lessons covering every aspect dealing with the art of playing jazz guitar. Chord melody arrangements, improvisation tutorials, gear reviews, and occasionally some chords with multi-personality disorder. Really? It's just fascinating how one chord shape can take on so many identities depending on the context you play it in. The same shape can be minor, major, dominant, half diminished, or whatever. So get ready, because although you are going to physically only learn two shapes, which by the way is the easy part, it's your understanding of the theory I'm going to share with you that is going to enable you to use them in different harmonic contexts. So having said that, let's examine shape number one. So I'm going to start by teaching you the interval configuration for the first shape. And it's like this. It's a little bit of a stretch, but most of you should be able to do it. We have from the fourth string to the third string a minor third. From the third to the second string, we have a major second, and then with our index from the second to the first string, we're playing a perfect fourth. So the shape sounds like this. And we're going to see that this shape can become many different chords. And we're going to play all of these in the key of A. And we're going to start here. And this would be an A minor 7 with an 11th. Here's the root, the open root. And we have the root again being played on the fourth string. We have a minor third on the third string. Have the 11th being played on the second string, and the flat 7 on the first string. Now, if on this shape we bring the pinky down to the fifth string, we get another voicing which really sounds sweet. And now we're playing the fifth of the chord instead of the root. And I like that better because the bass player is always playing the root, so we don't need to do that. And this shape can be derived or imply a Dorian or Aeolian scale. So Dorian would be whereas Aeolian would be. Now if we bring this shape up a whole step, now we have an A sus4 with a ninth. So this is our ninth, this is our sus4, this is the fifth, and that's the root. And this is derived from a Mixolydian, and we're avoiding the third and using the fourth as a principal chord tone. So let's take this up another whole step, and And now we have an A6 with a 9. And here we have on the 4th string the 3rd, the 5th on the 3rd string, the 13th on the 2nd string, and the 9th on top. And this, of course, is derived from a major scale, good old Ionian. Okay, so we're running out of fretboard real estate, so instead of going beyond the 12th fret to show you the remaining shapes, let me go down here, and this time we're going to use some open strings. And this again is an A6 with a 9th, but no 3rd. It's kind of like a hybrid chord. And this time we have the 6 on the 4th string, root on 3rd. We have the 9th on the 2nd string, and we have a 5th on the 1st string. And this again comes from the major scale. And we got one more with this shape. And now I'm going to bring it up here. So, beautiful. This is an A major 7 with a 9th and a 13th. This time I have the major 7 on the 4th string, have the 9th on the 3rd string, the 3rd on the 2nd string, and the 13th on the 1st string. And that also comes from the major scale. Before teaching you shape number 2, I want you to know that I have prepared a special package with several PDFs including both regular notation and tab, featuring not only all the examples from this lesson, but also the standard and the voicings I will use to comp over it later on in this lesson. And this special study package is available for download for a very nominal contribution. And you can download it from my website, jazzguitar.richiezellon.com. I will place a link in the info section down below. And on that note, we're ready to learn and proceed to shape number 2. And we're ready to proceed to learn the second shape. And for this shape, all we have to do is bring the pinky down, that is from the original shape we just learned, bring it down a half step, and that's our second shape. Now, to make things easier, I'm going to place my ring finger where my middle finger was, and I'm going to rest my middle finger over my index, and those two are going to be pressing down on the 1st and 2nd strings. So the intervallic configuration for this shape is from 4th to 3rd string, we always have a major 3rd. From 3rd to 2nd string, we have again a major 2nd, and of course from 2nd to 1st string again a perfect 4th. So the only thing that changes from the first shape is the interval between the 4th and 3rd string. Now, this shape here is an A7 with a 9 and a 13th. And we have a flatted 7 on the 4th string. We have the 9 on the 3rd string. We have the 3rd this time on the 2nd string. and the 13 on the first string. And this is extracted from the Mixolydian. Okay, so if we move this up a whole step, still in the key of A, this is an A major 7 sharp 11, and we have the root on the 4th string, we have the 3rd on the 3rd string, sharp 11 on the 2nd string, and major 7 on the 1st string. And this is derived guess from the Lydian mode. It's simply a major scale with a sharp 4. So now let's move this up a minor 3rd. And now we have an A minor 6 with a 9. So I have the minor 3rd on the 4th string now. On the 3rd I have the 5th. On the 2nd string I have the 6. And on the 1st string I have the 9. And this is derived from the A melodic minor scale. Okay, now I'm going to move this up a half step. We have a dominant form now. And this is an A7 altered. And now I have on the 4th string my 3rd. I have a flatted 13 on the 3rd string. I have the flatted 7 on the 2nd string. And I have a sharp 9 on the 1st string. And this is derived from the Superlocrian. So okay, we got one more with this shape. And I'm going to take this same shape up a whole step. Now we have an A minor 7, flat 5, with a 11, but no 3rd. So this time I have the flat 5 on the 4th string. I have the flat 7 on the 3rd string. I have the root on the 2nd string, and I have an 11th on the 1st string. And that's derived from the Locrian, an A Locrian. You can also derive it from a Locrian natural 2. Now that we are familiar with the two shapes, next, let me show you how we can group them into different 2-5-1s. So let's put these shapes together and form a 2-5-1 in the key of A. So we're going to start with the 2 chord, which is a B minor, and we're going to use shape number 1, and this is the very first one I taught you, and it's 1A, and it's a B minor 7 with an 11th. Now we're going to go to the 5 chord, which is an E7, this time an E7 9 with the 13th, and we're going to jump up here. See, if I play the open E string, you can really hear the effect. Now we're going to resolve to the one chord in A, which is going to be an A6 with the 9 on top, and it's this one here. See? So all together again. See, very rich voicings. Okay, now I'm going to show you another set of 2-5-1s, and this time we're going to do some modal interchange. That is, we're going to borrow from the parallel minor key. We're only going to borrow the 5 chord, so we're going to start with a regular B minor 7, just like the one we played in the previous 2-5-1. And now, instead of going up here to the regular dominant with a 9, we're going to go to an altered dominant down here. See? And this time we're going to go to the 1 chord in A, major 7-9 with a 13th here. So, all together it sounds like this. Very nice. And our third and final 2-5-1 here is going to be the kind of 2-5 that we use within a minor key. So the 2 minor 7 chord is going to have a flat 5 in it. It's going to be a 2 minor 7 flat 5. We're going to go to a 5-7 altered for the dominant, and we're going to resolve to a 1 minor this time. And we're going to stay in the key of A minor, and we're going to start here, and this is a B minor 7 flat 5 with an 11th. We need to use some open strings here. Now we're going to go to the 5 chord and E7 altered. Okay, an E7 altered, shape 2D. And now we're going to go to the A minor 6-9. Now, notice what I did here, and this is an interesting little trick. We're going up the fretboard, minor 3rd, same shape, now becomes dominant, and now it becomes an A minor 6-9. So, minor 3rd, and major 3rd. And we're ready to hear what these two shapes sound like in the context of a harmonically sophisticated standard. And so I've chosen to comp over the changes to Cole Porter's Night and Day. And what makes this standard ideal is its use of modal interchange. And by this I mean that although the piece is in a major key, it borrows several chords from the parallel minor key and even modulates a minor 3rd up to a different key for the bridge. And let me add that there is one diminished chord in the piece, which will be the only chord not made up of the two shapes we've covered. Now, even though I'm restricting myself to only using these shapes, that is to show you that it can be done, once you learn them, the idea is for you to experiment combining them with the other shapes you already have in your chordal vocabulary. So that wraps up our lesson on chord shapes with multi-personality disorder. Schizophrenic harmony. Oops, I know, that was bad. But on a more serious note, forgive me, I truly hope this has been useful. And as always, I appreciate your comments, likes, and questions. Also, if this is your first time on the Jazz Guitar channel and you enjoyed this lesson, please consider subscribing. I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, peace be with you.